So we have a very important special election coming up here in Tennessee on Tuesday, December 2nd in District 7. On one side of the coin, we have Afton Bain, who is going to be going to bat for the people of Tennessee, versus Matt Van Epps, who has already vowed to go to bat for Donald Trump. And I'm only going to play you one clip of Matt Van Epps because I want to show you the type of rhetoric that he's focused on while Tennesseans are struggling to feed their families. Take a look.
She promotes transgender surgeries for minors without parental consent and believes that men can get pregnant. It's just absolutely crazy and not the values that we stand for that are right for our district, our state, and our country.
So yeah, sticking your nose in your neighbor's business is one of your top priorities, then Matt Van Epps would be the guy for you. Or if you're someone who supports a party that protects pedophiles, then he would be your guy, because he did say that if he'd had the chance to vote on releasing the Epstein files, he would have voted no. But we all know that he would have took his marching orders from Donald Trump regardless, and that's what I want to talk to Tennesseans about today. Because there are a lot of people that watches my channel that don't agree with me. They message me every day to tell me so. The bottom line is everybody spent years talking about affordability, and they spent years talking about how they were struggling to get by. They spent years talking about how that they were struggling to take care of themselves and take care of their sick parents and their sick family members. And they really believed that when Donald Trump could get back in for a round two, that he would get it right the next time. That's what I think a lot of them thought. They felt like that it was unjustly taken from them, which we all know is bullshit, but just play along for a minute. They thought that. They thought it was robbed from Donald Trump, and that if he had the opportunity, he could really make America great. And then when he got back in, he just went full-blown authoritarian 2.0, and which is something we've dealt with here in Tennessee for a long time. But he completely went authoritarian 2.0 on everybody, and suddenly they realized, hey, wait a minute, everything that we seem to care about and everything that we voted for, we're not getting it now. The only thing we're getting is those mean tweets that we used to make jokes about and say, oh, I wish I had a mean tweet right about now. You're getting plenty of those. You're getting a president who calls a sitting governor the R word. You're getting a president who calls women piggy. You're getting a president who goes off on reporters and calls them stupid and talks down to people and belittles people because he was unable to get the job done. So if you want somebody who's going to go to bat for Donald Trump who didn't get shit done, then Matt Van Epps is your guy. But if you care about the people of Tennessee and you're tired of struggling, then Afton Bain is the candidate for you. Take a look.
I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what political party you belong to. But if you are upset about the cost of living and the chaos of Washington, then I'm your candidate.
Part of the big news, of course, the president and the Speaker of the House hosting a tele-rally for your opponent. Do you think that's good news or bad news for you?
I think it means they're desperate and fraught with the onslaught of attack ads against me. The only reason that they are putting out all the stops is because they don't have a plan to tackle the healthcare issue and the affordability crisis. And so I'm not surprised that they are calling in reinforcements, but I see their teletown hall and I raise them 10,000 doors that we're probably going to knock this weekend.
I want to hear what it is you're hearing from voters on the other side of those doors, because that is, you are correct, the real work. What does it tell you, though, that it's a tele-rally, that they couldn't get their butts to Tennessee?
I don't know. Perhaps they want to keep some distance between this incredibly unpopular candidate that they're running, who is my opposition.
You know, as far as the tele-rally goes for Matt Van Epps, I think that's a good thing for Afton Bain, because people can look at them and see just how much they let them down and just how much they're continuing to gaslight them. You know, I understand Tennessee's a blood red state, and I understand that this one's going to be a tough one to get over the finish line. But I do believe we can, and I believe we can because more and more people are feeling the effects of this, and more people are reminded on a daily basis that their life isn't gotten any better under this president. They were promised a bunch of things that they didn't get, and now he's doing the very thing that they used to accuse Joe Biden of doing. They used to say, well, Joe Biden's saying that things are getting good, and they're not, man. I can't feel that things are getting good. Well, you sure as hell can't feel it right now, can you? You still can't feel it, but yet you've got a president telling you, oh, yeah, gas is under $2 and the prices are lower than they've ever been in years, and you just bought that Thanksgiving dinner. How high was that bill when you looked at it? Was it lower than last year? No. Is your life any better? No. And so, yeah, go ahead and do a tele-rally and put your faces up there on the screen and remind everybody in Tennessee of how that you let them down, and remind everybody in Tennessee how you've never had any ideas. That's the thing about the Republican Party. Their only ideas they have ever had is to destroy anything that a progressive or a liberal put in place. The only ideas they have ever had is to make rich white men even richer. And they use religion, and they use the mainstream media, and now they use bro podcasters and anything else they can do to get people to fight their ridiculous culture wars, so they will take their attention away from the fact that their lives isn't getting any better. So that's one of the reasons why that I focus a lot on the culture wars here on the channel when they're having them, and I talk about them, and I point out to people in Tennessee how that, you know what, this culture war you just fought, it might have made you feel warm and fuzzy inside, and you might have felt like you owned a lib on Facebook, but the grocery bill wasn't any lower. Your mom and dad's still sick, and it still needs to be taken care of. Affordability is still through the roof. You're still struggling to pay your mortgage. You're still struggling to live day to day. So how many of those culture wars are you going to fight before you finally stand up and go, you know what? Yeah, they make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, but I'm not getting anything out of it. If you want to go cheer for something that ain't real, go watch a WWE event, okay? And just stand there and cheer till your heart's content. But when you go to the poll, you're going to have to start voting for people who's going to put your best interests first. And notice what she said. I don't care what political party you're a part of. I don't care. And I don't either. That's the thing. When I'm sitting here every day in my mind, I know everybody, oh, he goes to bat for the Democrats. That's because the Democrats right now are the only voice of reason we have. They're the only people that comes close to having any sanity whatsoever. But it's not about political parties to me. It's about the fact that in Tennessee we have been lied to for so many years, and we have been used for so many years, and they used your culture against you. They used the way you were brought up against you. They used your religion and everything that your grandpa ever taught you. They took that, they twisted it, they bastardized it, and they used it against you. And I would say that regardless of the political party brand that was over the door. It's got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with Tennessee being lied to for years. And everybody is looking at us right now. There's been more focus on us than there has been in a whole long time. And you hear people saying stuff like, oh, she's the AOC of Tennessee, and they say that in a negative way. We're not here asking for an AOC in Tennessee. We're here asking for a voice of reason and someone who will go to bat for us and put us first instead of fighting these ridiculous culture wars that get us nowhere. And that's why we're excited about Afton Bain, and that's why that I do believe she can pull this one off. I know it's going to be a long shot, but people are suffering. And people in Tennessee are nowhere near as stupid as Donald Trump thinks they are. They're nowhere near as stupid as J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson thinks that they are. And yeah, if you've hung into the last part of this video and you're MAGA and you don't support a thing I'm saying, they look down on you. They do not give a fuck about you. They never have. They used you. They played you. And when they stand up there and tell you things are getting better, you can flex alongside them if you want to, but deep down, you know they're lying to you. You know they're full of shit. So District 7, show up and let's get this candidate across that finish line. Let's get Afton Bain across that finish line because we're tired of the same old shit here in Tennessee. It's a good old boy system. It always has been. It's a place where they try out things like Project 2025 before they try it out on the rest of the United States. So we know all about those things. We've lived under it for years. But there's a lot of good people here who are sick and tired of it. And there's also a lot of people here, good people, who thought they were going to get something and didn't. And I do believe that either A, they're not going to go to the poll on Tuesday, or B, they're going to go to the poll and hold their nose and vote for someone on the other side because they're tired of being lied to and they're tired of being gaslit.